Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I'm sure I'm going to get plenty of comments down below today saying, hey, stay in your lane, bro. And you know what? To be honest with you, they're probably not wrong. We're going to veer off just a little bit here. But to be honest with you, the hypocrisy in this story is so strong that it just cannot be ignored. And the people of California got screwed over so hard that we have to talk about it. Okay, so let's just go ahead and dive right into this. So you know how the left is always saying that they're the party of democracy. They're trying to defend democracy and uphold democracy. Democracy, 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 right? Well, they just absolutely squashed democracy in the state of California. And why? Well, because it kind of works against them. It's not the type of democracy, apparently, that they like. So let's talk about what happened here. So there was a ballot proposition in November in the state of California, and it was called the Taxpayer Protection Act. And basically, it would allow voters to vote on this proposition, right? So that's democracy, right? The voters would go in November, they would vote on this ballot proposition, and if the proposition passed, it would mean that any new taxes on a state or local level would have to first be voted on by the people. So let's say that they want to increase the gas tax, for instance, right? That would have to go to the people for a vote first. Well, obviously, the California state government didn't like that very much, so Gavin Newsom decided to sue to get that ballot proposition removed, basically removing your ability to have democracy and vote on the issue. Because again, they don't like that because they want to have that unilateral ability to pass whatever tax they want in that state. And so he sued. And now it went up to the California Supreme Court, which is all on their side, right? I mean, it's not even a fair fight anymore. But it went up to the California Supreme Court, and the California Supreme Court agreed, saying that it would basically upend things in the state of California, and so they're not going to allow it to even be on the November ballot, essentially taking away your ability to even vote on it. They didn't like the proposition so much that they took away democracy. Now, granted, not all propositions are great. People vote on things that are stupid all the time in every state across this country. I mean, think about Prop 63 in the state of California, which basically upended people's Second Amendment rights in that state still to this day. So obviously having a proposition doesn't always mean it's going to be a good one, but at least you allow the people to vote. Now, if people vote in a proposition and that proposition goes against some type of existing law or it's unconstitutional or something, after the people vote, you can actually still take that to court and you can have, that proposition overturned as being, not lawful or unconstitutional or something, right? But you allow people to have their voice and vote on something. So again, while I'm not a huge fan of a lot of propositions that are added, it's still something that should be allowed by the people of a given state or in this country. Having the government come in and say you're not even allowed to vote on something is as undemocratic as you can get. Now, we all know that this is not a pure democracy. Our country is not a pure democracy. That would just basically mean that we all have a vote on absolutely everything at all times. This is a republic, right? We have representatives that vote on our behalf. But those representatives that are voting on our behalf are taking away our ability to vote for ourselves and then saying we're upholding democracy. And so the Taxpayer Protection Act has been wiped away in the state of California, is no longer going to be on the ballot. Again, meaning that they maintain their unilateral decision to adjust, inflate, or, add taxes as they will. And that is an extremely important thing to watch, because what we just saw there was, again, one of the most hypocritical anti-democracy things that I have seen in a while. And I see it all the time in California. So while this is kind of veering from my lane a bit, I understand that. This needs to be something that people watch, because, again, allowing somebody to remove a proposition because, well, they don't like it, that can't stand. Anyway, that is the latest on that, and I wanted to share that with you. If you guys know anybody that might be interested in this, please share it with them. I'd really appreciate it. And I'd appreciate a little click on that subscribe button. It's free. It only takes a second, but it helps us out quite a bit. And hit that little alarm bell. That'll let you know when new videos come out, and a thumbs up is always appreciated. You guys have a good one.